Hello, internet. I feel like, let me make this a little wider. Typical me. There's always one thing you forget. And for me, it was flipping out my viewfinder, so I'm not always looking down. I can look up. And what was I going to say? Yeah. So hello. Thank you for joining me here. For those of you coming in, this was a little impromptu. Hello, Rafi. And I originally wasn't going to do it tonight, and I was like, you know what? No, I just need to do it. Just a few minutes on here. Also, I think I'm going to do a Twitch channel as well. I've got to figure it out because I know nothing about Twitch, but I was looking into it, and it looks like, not to be that guy, but it looks like you can monetize Twitch after you've like played 8 hours of video games, or you consistently have to play 8 hours a month or something. And I was like, I think we'll play Mario pretty much up to there. So I'm not saying I won't do it on here, because I don't want to exclude. I really don't want people to have to deal with another social media thing, right? So, but it's also like, it wouldn't hurt to make $1 or $2. Oh, thank you everybody. Hello, Trey. Hello. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope you are all doing well. I feel like I had like a little bit of an off day. So I flew home to surprise my mom for her birthday this weekend, and she was surprised. I thought she like had a stroke when she saw me because she was like so confused. She was like, she had walked in the house and then I came downstairs and she was just like, Ryan? And I'm like, yes, mother. Like, so it was funny. So she had a great time though. It was a surprise party and everything for her, so that went well. And yeah, so I went through a bunch more of my stuff for her because all my like toys and I pretty much moved very suddenly and thought I was going back home like right away. So I never really got the opportunity to go back and like really dig through and get rid of my stuff and whatever. It's all been like put in boxes and like attics and stuff, but it's like now about being like, hey, I can't have this stuff in my mother's house like for the rest of my life. Also, if it's just in those boxes, it's not doing anybody any good. So so my goal is to go home. I get to see my grandparents and spend some time with them, and that was fun. I always love talking to my grandmother, my grandfather. My grandfather just listens. My grandmother does all the talking, but yeah, so it was nice. I didn't really tell anybody I was going to be there or anything like that because I wanted to keep it very like family oriented. But it was good. And then I experimented with trying not to take Dramamine on the airplane because for those of you who might know me, did you guys know this is a Finding Nemo shirt, by the way? Look, there's Dory and Marlin right there. Took me too long. I was like, Nemo, it's Nemo and Dory, Marlin. And yeah, see, he's on my boob. This is a Roosevelt shirt. You can see it right here. I actually just got this morning. These shirts are like, Craig was the one who turned me on to these. And these are so nice. They got a little bit of stretch to them, but I like how they hug my arms, like how they do the fold up, because I always fold up. It prevents a flare on the arm. So I feel like even though I'm not in love with my body right now, this is the type of shirt when I wear this, I feel good. And I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said about clothes that do that for people, whatever your body size and type is. But if you find that thing you like that makes you feel better about you, it's 100% worth it. So like, I don't know. I just like how it cuffs my arms. It like gives me that potential to be like, ooh. So I got a couple other ones too, but Amanda in a hospital bed in Australia. Gosh, I hope you're okay. So anyway, the story about going home and the Dramamine thing is I experimented with not taking Dramamine on the way up, and I was like, I'm not going to do it again. But then on the way back, I was like, I'm going to try one more time because I think maybe it was like I had gotten upgraded to first class on the way out there. I just bought a regular ticket. It was really cool, and then I got upgraded again on the way back. There was only like 30 people on the airplane on the way back, so it really wasn't something to be like, I made it. But it was still like I felt so fancy. And on the way there, my mom was always like, if you get upgraded to first class in the morning, you have to have a mimosa. And so I did the mimosa. And you know how many mimosas on an airplane is too many mimosas? 3 mimosas. 2 is the limit. The third one was the one that was the mistake because I realized I forget like the acidity of orange juice doesn't agree with my tummy with everything. And the last 15 minutes of the flight going into the Boston Harbor in Logan was like a child was taking the plane and doing this, and it was just like, oh God. So it was a little rough for me, that part landing. And then on the way back, I just felt a little like I had one drink on the way back. I had their IPA that was like exclusively made for them, and I normally on an airplane I drink like a gin and a ginger ale because gin is my liquor of choice, and a ginger ale always I feel like is like good for you on an airplane. That ginger like settles your stomach and stuff. I've never gotten sick on an airplane, luckily, but I ordered one, and it was like I started sipping it. I couldn't even like the whole flight. I had it with me the whole flight. So it was just one of those things where it was like. It was the ride back was very smooth, but it was just I can't do it. I have to have the Dramamine, I guess, and that's fine. I learned, but it made me feel a little like kind of off today, and I wasn't feeling great yesterday. So I'm just like, ugh. So yeah. So we've learned no orange juice on airplanes ever again. So when we order the mimosa in the future, we do want a cranberry juice. Anyways, a little bit of Carver, Massachusetts touch in there for the cranberry, but yeah, I was really testing because when I go to Austin at the end of February for my concert, I'm flying in on Friday morning, and my friend's going to pick me up from the airport, and he's got a bunch of like activities I'm joining him on, like he's on a sports league and stuff like that, and so we're pretty much like hitting the ground running. And the thing with Dramamine is I always feel like sluggish when I have it, so I wanted to try to see if maybe I've flown so much that my body's finally gotten used to it, and the answer from my body was, no, we have not. So yeah. But I did try the natural, like, ginger, Dramamine, these like squares now that are like super concentrated ginger, and it did help. Like, you take it 30 minutes before flying, and then you can take up to like 4 a day. I think it more is for relieving motion sickness, though. I know it said 30 minutes before, but I noticed, I can't say I'd recommend them for a replacement for Dramamine in terms of like your main source, but I usually do the less drowsy Dramamine because less drowsy Dramamine is a different ingredient than the main Dramamine, which will like knock you out. But yeah, Lindsay Sellers, you in here? Yes, non-drowsy is the way to go for me. Oh, Ken, thank you very much about my hair. It's only okay. I feel like right now, I don't have any designs in it this time. Next time, I didn't go to my usual guy. I have like 2 guys that I've been alternating between now lately, and my one barber likes to experiment in the side cutting thing, but I feel bad because he takes so long doing my hair. But he wasn't available when I needed to get my hair cut, unfortunately. So I try to be pretty like, if you're good, I like to patronize you as much as possible. Also, I like to do that if you're also like a good person, and so you gotta like weigh the odds. I find that you vote with your wallet, so I'm very serious about when you're good. I try to make the best decisions I can. Make sure that like good people get that money in the tip they deserve and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah. So I started the day and I felt a little off, and I was kind of like blah, like on my way to work, I realized I had like forgotten something and I had to turn around, so I was kind of rushing once I got there. So I only got there like 10 or 15 minutes before the show started, which is fine. I feel like I'm getting better at it. But the upgraded software that we use for the show, it's been doing this thing. It's doing stuff that we don't know it's doing. It happened last week. We started a stream for work, and it was like we play an intro video and then we come on, and always, it would just, as soon as you switch to the main camera feed out of the video, the main camera feed audio takes over. But in the new version, you have to unmute the main. It doesn't transition that way because it's muted when the video is playing, but it doesn't unmute when it plays. And I had tested it before and it worked, but I didn't test it with the video. So when you were recording directly to the computer, it was fine. But when you switch from the main video and to the main camera when you're streaming, it mutes both audio streams for some stupid reason. I guess I kind of get it because it is essentially like we're bringing the audio in ahead of time, like, and gives you a little more control. It doesn't really, it's just dumb, and we've been used to the other way for so long. I'm happy we caught it so quickly, and just was able to like start right over. But I feel bad because I feel like screwed the pooch on that a little bit. But I even did the test ahead of time, so there's nothing I can do when it's like like a program malfunction. And of course, there's some kind of like, I don't even know who this person is. I've never seen them in chat before, and they made some like stupid comment about being like a bad. It's a bad producer that blames his equipment or something like that. It was something like, you're bad at what you do. It was basically like you're making excuses when I was literally just trying to explain literally what happened and be like, yeah, so now it's something I can learn from and try and not mess up before. But I'm just like, it did not sit well for me. It does not take a lot for those negative people to ruin all of you amazing people, like the people in here right now. All your like wonderful, you guys hype me up. You're the best hype people ever, and so it's nice. So that's also why I wanted to come on tonight and just at least play a little bit to kind of turn myself around, because it's just annoying. It's funny, Trey, that you say it's probably this person who goes by Rufio's Ghost, because the movie I watched on the airplane on the way back was Hook last night, which is one of my favorite movies ever. So, but they were just like, they were kind of making crap comments the whole time, and I know I shouldn't let stuff like that get to me, but there was somebody else in the chat too who was like, Ryan should resign. He's so negative about everything. And of course, all the topics we talked about today, I have a realist perspective on them, because I, of everybody who works with us, have worked for this company the most, and the Disney. And so like, yeah, I do have negative experience in terms of the major giant billion-dollar corporation undercutting the frontline worker. So like, sorry, but it's the truth of the whole matter. So I don't know. I am always going to be very loud and very aggressive for the person who can't speak, who can't. I am a firm believer that it's the Spider-Man methodology. Great power, great responsibility, right? And I feel blessed and fortunate to have an outlet to be able to do that here on YouTube and with what I do. And I know my work isn't really somewhere to do that, but I am a firm believer in like business ethics that should be doing things that make the world a better place. I mean, it shouldn't just be capitalism, right? We should be doing, like, you want to believe there's some sort of give back scenario with companies and things like that. And I believe that we have a responsibility to speak up for those who can't, those who are oppressed, those who are marginalized, all of that sort of stuff. And that's kind of how I feel like share, whether it's just it's somebody who trips and falls on the curb. Do you not want to put your hand out and help them up? I don't know. It's just the dumbest thing in the world to me. And I feel like lately there's just a lot of people that seem to want to push people off the curb instead of helping people up, because I just feel like together we are more, right? And it's just so dumb. So dumb. It's just everything lately is just, I know some stuff is sensationalized and media and stuff like that, but there's so much going on right now that is thriving off of division, when I want people to be like coming together and talking and, all that sort of stuff. So I don't know. So there's a couple of people is just set me off, and I'm just feeling about it, and it sets me off extra when it's in the work chat. Here I can tell you to do whatever I want. Within reason. I'm not a nasty person, so I'm not gonna like whatever. But it's just all. I just want the best for people. I just want people to have a chance. I want them to be able. And the things that were tough for me, I want to make easier for other people, and I just feel like everybody deserves a chance, and I just feel like right now the trend is hurting, and it's just I don't know. It's just kind of continuing to shit on people left and right. So I said a bad word, but whatever. Anyway, not all of you here, but I feel like I needed to get it out of my body and into the world, and maybe then I'll start to feel better. Today I'm no drinking any beer either. We're going with hydration. So I've got my Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker cup that I got like 2 years after the movie was in the movie theater in Milwaukee. This one's going to be done for soon. It's all the chipping on it. But I love to save these giant plastic movie cups because they're just the best to have like fill up with water. And then you're like, look what I did. I drank that. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, You guys are all, you guys, sorry, I say guys, this is a Massachusetts thing to do. All of you beautiful people are pretty, pretty supportive. I feel like that's the weeding out of people, and I'm sure I'm going to get negative comments on this YouTube, or thumbs down on the YouTube, and that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. We can't be here for everybody, but I try my best. Okay. Golcam in here just said I can't use cups like that because I spill it immediately and then drown. I do have a bad habit of like spilling, and also these cups sweat, so you always have to put like a paper towel down underneath them. But when it's not up here. When Wakanda Forever was in the theater, my friend got me the cup there, and it's this like color changing cup, and it's a really cool design. But the lid, she kept the lid like as a hard plastic lid, so I can do my like one of my strong reusable straws in it, and it's great. I want to believe if it's knocked over, it's going to save it for at least a second. I don't know that it will, but yeah. Also, I got a lot of comments about this shirt. I think I already said it. It was a Roosevelt shirt, but I was trying to, I put a link to this specific shirt in my YouTube description here. I don't get money or make any money if you buy the shirt or not. I just know that sometimes people see things they like and they want to look into it a little bit more. But this is my like second Roosevelt shirt I've ever worn, and I only have like positive things to say about it thus far. You know, and I know they're not inexpensive or anything like that. But yeah, this is nice. So they sent this to me, which was very, very nice of them. I've met some of the people who work there, and they're very nice. They're very cool. So it's just it's one of those things where you're just like, I live in a daydream sometimes, I feel like. But yeah, I do agree with the sentiment that guys, I think, is the equivalent of a southern y'all. It's like northeastern y'all. I will not do y'all, though. I do not like y'all. I don't know why. I'm just not. I want to keep my New England sensibilities about me. I don't mind it when somebody says it to me. It's one that I'm like, I can't do it. Also, when I was in Massachusetts, I was going to do this video of this cocktail bar that was one of the places we were stalling my mother at before we went to her surprise party. GoCamp, I do believe they ship fairly quickly too. Just so FYI on that. I have heard the thing with the other shirt company. I don't want to say it in here just because I don't want to. I like to. I'm trying to think where I'm going to speak positively, or I'm just like kind of not going to be super negative about it because I don't want to damage anything. But yeah. Anyway, it's this place called Honeybee in Plymouth, Massachusetts on Court Street, and it was this cocktail bar that I was like, oh my gosh, this cocktail bar is like, it's this like awesome elevated place that feels like I want more of those things in that area, you know, that we never had when I lived there and stuff, and it was cool. But it didn't open till 4 on a Saturday, and so we were trying to trick my mom. So I did a video of this place across the street called Martini's, though. It's just like a quick, like 2-minute video. I'll put it up on the channel later this week because I got a pistachio martini there, and I did pistachio martinis on the Bourbon Study, but this one was made differently than the one I had originally in Massachusetts. Also, I think we added bourbon to the pistachio drink to make it on the Bourbon Study, and that's not how I originally had it. So, but it works with the bourbon in it. But this one was different. It was a lot lighter. Anyway, there'll be a whole video about it and everything. So, yeah, I hope everybody in here is doing well, though, too. Roosevelt shirts at Buc-ee's. Ooh. But yeah, also, hello, Diane. Diane suggested I apply for an Amazon affiliate link, and I'm going to. You have to like upload like a banner and stuff like that, and I don't have stuff like that, and I'm not a graphic designer, so I am going to do that. I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to do that after we're done with the stream, but somebody else asked me for an Amazon wish list, so that's in my description too. Don't judge me and the things that are on it. It's a lot of Power Ranger things, some random stuff. I don't need anything from it. I'm not telling you that it's there. Somebody asked me, so like it's tagged in there. Just so when you're like in the comments, you're like, oh, this guy is posting out his wish list everywhere, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that. It's not like that. So, but I am going to do the affiliate link because not necessarily to get like any kickback or anything like that, but if I think it's the way that you can open like a little sort of like window that you could go to like Ryno shop, and in there you could see the stuff where I'm like, oh, I love this thing, you know, because I had it. I had an Ewok backpack that was Loungefly, and this was like when the mini bag craze was on the rise. It wasn't a mini bag, it was like the regular size bags when they were still making those, which I don't think they do anymore, which is crazy because I love the larger ones with the prints. I feel like those ones are great. I mean, I get the appeal of the mini bag too, because I now have a Black Panther one, a Power Ranger one, and an Ewok one. And there's a Shang-Chi one that I like because it's like shiny and red. And there is a Rocket Raccoon one that I feel like I actually should have because you know how much I love Rocket Raccoon. But regardless. But if I can do like anyway, it was this backpack, and I got it on sale on Amazon for like, I don't know, super cheap. You know, those bags the full-size bags are normally like $50. So they were less than the mini bags, but I don't know how many people asked me about that bag, and I sent the thing, and so many people bought that bag. And all I thought was like, oh man, it would have been so easy. It would have been great if they had like a landing page where I could be like, look at this. This is the backpack I have all the time. So I thought that would be cool to set up a store. So that way I could put like that Death and Company book in there, and you know, any other stuff. Because I'm a sucker for like lately reading click articles where it's like 25 of the greatest products, and I'm always like, are they? So I fall for it every now and then, but I think it would be fun to like have one where I'm like, oh, I got this thing and it's like really cool, right? Oh, you're going to Disneyland in here? Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I'm hoping to go in April. Yeah, anyone who has known me for 1 minute knows how much I love the Power Rangers. I mean, hello. Did I show my rib tattoo last time? I feel like I'll do a video. I got to do a lightsaber collection video. I don't know about a video for tattoos. I feel like that gets weird because they're in like not weird places on my body, but they're in my bathing suit areas. But yeah, Samantha, I think I have 2 Ewok backpacks now, but the original one was this one that was like, it looked like a map, and I loved it. I loved the design. It looked like that kind of like woodsy. I don't know how to describe it. There's like a Target kids brand that does a lot of like teepee kids room stuff that I think is cool. It's not teepees, but it's like trees and that like Massachusetts aesthetic. I said teepee because there is a kid's teepee in there. Now I've said teepee 15 times because I also was going to say something where I was like, I don't know if they should be selling teepees. It feels a little appropriation-y, but and now here we are. Anyway, yeah, Disneyland. Okay, before everyone gives me a thumbs down because I wasn't playing Mario, we're going to play some Mario here today too. So let's pop on over here. I haven't played, so I've kept my promise. You need to let me know if the sound's too much or anything like that. I'm not going to play for like tons of time. I said I was only going to be on here for 30 minutes, and here we already are, 23 minutes into this. But I feel like right at the end last week, we got some leeway in there, so yeah. Yeah, do you want to know about this poster? So, actually, we are in February. This one, I'm going to change this out on March 1st. I have 6 of these posters, not this one poster, but this is by, I believe on Instagram it goes by the Butcher Billy, but this is can you see it? It says Chapter 9, The Piggyback. This is the last episode of Season 4 of Stranger Things. This guy, I should be in the big camera. He did these type of posters for every episode, and they ended up selling them, and I bought them, and they were a lot of money, but I loved the art, and I love Stranger Things, and surprisingly, there's not a lot of like Stranger Things related merchandise and stuff. Like I have this one flashlight from Target. I don't know why I keep it in this box, but also I was literally just a second ago complaining I didn't have a flashlight, but here we go, product showcase mode. It's like Hawkins Lab. It's like a Hawkins Lab, and that's the burner, the Papa. And then on there's like Morse code right here that says friends don't lie, and there's this. And what I learned online is inside of this handle. Wait, not inside the handle. Sorry, that's where the batteries are. But it's like in this little thing on the end. it opened, and there was a secret message in here that says Hopper is alive. Which I was like, oh, I get goosebumps. I love a good product tie-in. I don't want to ruin it. But also, I don't have like a normal person flashlight. I just use my phone. So I was like, sorry, that's loud. But yeah. Oh, God, sorry about that. Anyway. But yeah, so I have 6 of the 9 posters he did. I bought them like a crazy person in a thing. Like, also, I like did Entertainment Earth shopping one night like a crazy person because I was like, there's no Stranger Things merchandise. And on my like 3rd rewatch of season 4, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start getting the Funko Pops. I ordered a lot. It must have been a very emotional night with a little bit of drinking because they keep showing up. And I'm like, how many more are left? So I didn't buy like I got Steve and his thing. I've got Robin with her beret. Oh, come on now. Come on, camera. You know you want to show them. Robin and her beret. There was Steve, just so you can see Steve. Come on now. Come on, Steve. Let me tap the screen there. Okay, anyway, I got Argyle. And then I couldn't not get like this Scoops Ahoy Steve. So cute. So, and then I got Vecna. I have an 11 that has Eggos with her. I have a Max with her like cassette player, and then I have a Robin with a board that goes with the Steve. And then I have Eddie, the Target Eddie, but I got that at Target for $10. So that one was a steal because that was the one that was selling in the same background. So it's the other part of the couch. I want that one, but I refuse to pay. Like it's like $30, and I'm like, I went off the deep end with a lot of these. There was one on sale the other day. I had to get myself. I had to do it. I had to. Anyway, that's the poster. The poster is from Butcher Billy. I think you can still maybe get them. They were on Netflix on the merchandise shop. So I have this one. I have the episode. I have the one that's like the hand that looks like it's Nightmare on Elm Street. I have the one with like 11 and there's like a rainbow. I have the one with Max where she's like levitating. I have the one with Steve where he's being drowned down. That one's one of my favorites. And then I have the one where there's like a hand reaching out and the Demogorgon's like eating him. So anyway, I'm sorry. I just realized the Nintendo was playing the entire time in the background of that. So it was a little mood music. Okay. All right. Let's play a little bit here. Let's go forward because I think we got to a new world. Oh yeah, we're on the wooden bridge here. Oh wait, I did the thing where I can listen to it on my TV. I'm like hard of hearing, so I can't. I have trouble hearing it. Oh well. Also, I don't want to look at the TV. I want to look in front of me. No, don't. I'm off. I'm so off. Anyway, that's my thing. I'm not one of those people that needs like the entire set of Funko Pops. It's just sometimes I really like the design, sometimes I don't. So like basically because like Stranger Things is like one of my favorite things ever made. I want one for like every one of the main characters. So I think I need Erica from like season 3, but oh no, we did. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm on a journey with that stuff. So we'll see. I just realized I should have done that thing where you do the start and select so I can go get. Oh no, wait. But yeah, so basically, I feel like I need I want the Joyce where she's holding the Christmas lights, but they didn't remake that Joyce. They made the Joyce from season 3 where she's like just her and her hands open, and I'm like, eh. But I want the Christmas light Joyce because I think she'll go perfect with the Will and the couch and the Demogorgon, like that. And I'm taking them out of the box. Like I want them like on display. But the thing with that, I don't need it. You greedy Mario. Oh. Did anyone watch the Saturday Night Live skit where it was the Mario, Pedro Pascal, and it was they did Mario like like The Last of Us. It was funny. That episode, I haven't watched every skit from that episode, but there was a lot of funny ones. Like when he's coming out of the coma, or when the girl's cutting up the extra well done steak, and I was like in tears crying. And then the like Hispanic mother episode, I thought that was great too. Should I be like on the bottom here? Oh, you've got to be effing kidding me. Seriously? I'm going to scream. Oh, it is called Cheese Bridge. Oh, yeah, Jocelyn, 100%. The corgis are downstairs. I will definitely make a little baby. The little babies out here. Someday. Literally, they could stay here. It's that yeah, because this time of night, they're not really barking as much. Like, it's during the day, there's a lot of stuff going on out in the parking lot out here, so they kind of, like, go a little crazy. And so a lot of people complain about noise in the stream and stuff like that, and I try to be as professional as possible. But also, lately, Artie doesn't like being up here as much. I'm trying not to take it personally. I'm not getting it. I'm not doing it. Not falling for it. Not this time, bub. I saw... Oh, she's dead. I saw 80 for Brady, by the way, and it was fine. It's one of those movies where I was like, this will be great. This is going to, like, oh, Yoshi's wings. And you know what? She liked it, and that's all that matters to me. Football is like that one sport I'm like, I legitimately, like, want to, you gotta be, I was going back here because I was gonna fly. Oh my God, for real? For reals? For reals? For reals? I can't handle, that's character growth, not falling for the feather on the 5th time. Oh no, she's dead. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just lost my train of thought. Actually, I am gonna do that cheat thing and like bop in here because we know one of these like little worlds has like feathers right at the beginning, right? Doesn't it? Is it this one? Was it this one? Nope. Definitely wasn't. Not dealing with that. Not dealing with those spiky turtles. Not today. It's back here. We're gonna go all the way back. This is very unexciting for everybody. Did I play through that secret up there? Oh, it was this guy in the underpants. This guy in the underpants. Gimme. I watched Stand By Me on the way to Massachusetts, which I do love Stand By Me. Kiefer Sutherland is like so good in that movie. So good. Let's just start. Then we'll go. They're all good. That movie's great. Definitely one of those movies where you're like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to think about like people who grew up in the 80s, like the 50s was their time, and it's like, oh my God. PIXAR season 3. I cannot wait for. I didn't watch, like, I've seen episodes of Next Generation, but I've never like watched it all the way through. But did we do this one? Oh, I got a Yoshi. No, I don't want that. I always prefer to fly. I love the movies. Like, I've seen all the movies and everything like that. And I've seen PIXAR season 1 and 2, and I really enjoyed those. So I'm hoping I won't be, like, super lost. Like, I know that Moriarty is a character in season 3, or at least for an episode. So but I remember some of that stuff. So I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. That was going to be, like, I guess the screeners for the first 6 episodes came out, and they apparently have, like, rave reviews. So that makes me... Woo! That makes me very happy. I think I am going to do a full series rewatch at some point. Oh, this is like full-on flying Yoshi. I would Yeah, eat that. Even though it looks like something you definitely shouldn't be eating, but that's fine. I was like, during the lockdown part of the pandemic, I watched like season 1 of Voyager. Like I used to watch Voyager. So it was one of those things where I'm like, I love Voyager, but I didn't like start watching Voyager until 7 of 9 was on. And that's like season 3 or 4. And there's like 7 seasons of Voyager. And I'm like, okay. So I had to watch all this stuff in the beginning with like Tess and, am I supposed to just like fall? But, I was a big fan of Voyager. Voyager's like my episode. I've watched all of Enterprise, the Scott Bakula series, of course. But I didn't do that until it was like all on Netflix. That was like around the time that right after Into Darkness had come out, and I was like, okay, actually, I'm gonna go and watch them in chronological order. So I watched all of Enterprise, and then I watched like half of the original series, and I was like, oh, I got derailed. So. That didn't happen, but I keep saying someday I'm going to do it all. I've seen all of Discovery, which I love, and I love Discovery, and I've seen Strange New Worlds, and I love Strange New Worlds, and I think that's it. That's all the shows, right? Discovery, Strange New Worlds, and oh my God. But yeah. Well, that's how you do it. You cheat the system right there. I just love Patrick Stewart. I also like have a huge crush on Riker, so I'm like, I know I have to watch Next Generation at some point, but yeah. I know, and we're seeing passing away. That was sad. They dedicated that episode of The Last of Us to her because she was the voice. I think she was like Ellie in the game or something. But Lower Deck. I haven't watched Prodigy. I have watched Lower Decks, and I think Lower Decks is hilarious. It took me a second to get into it, but once I did, I'm like, I watched that on repeat. That show is great. That show is like, and there's going to be a crossover between that and Strange New Worlds, which I can't wait for. But I am very much looking forward to Picard. No, we don't need that. We don't need that, bro. Fudge! You're gonna be fudging kidding me! Oh, she voiced Tess. I'm sorry, not Ellie. Ellie's the little girl. Tess, who nobody told me. Also, sad because none of that got saved. Right? Boo. Tess, played by Anna Torv from Fringe, and I love Fringe. Hey, pre-beard or post-beard Riker? Both. I remember when I was younger, I hated whenever it would be the episodes where it was post pre-beard. I was like, oh nope, these episodes are too old. Also, I didn't like their like original uniforms. I like the Voyager uniform the best. I think the one that's like the red up here, but it zips down, and you got a gray shirt underneath, a dickie. But it was like more of a jacket. But they're all in the new show. I can't wait. Geordie LaForge, can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see Worf again. But the screeners for the first 6 episodes came out, and people are like raving about it. Even people who were like, I don't even watch Star Trek, but it's my job to like go and watch these things. And they're like, I loved it. I'm like, oh. So I'm hoping it's going to be one of those things that'll be good for like both big fans and casual fans and stuff like that. But my friend Kim she has watched all of the original series, or is almost done with the original series. She has now watched all of the movies, I think, except for the first movie, because I was like, don't watch this one. It's just so slow. Also, it's like so different from the other ones at this point now too. It's weird. I'm just gonna sit up here. Okay, I'm getting a question about drinking, so I'm going to answer it. Better place for a break and a drink currently? I think it's Baseline versus Nomad because Baseline is less expensive, and I feel like Nomad, you just get it's like a one and done, and you're like, eh. And I don't know. I think it's cheaper. Like you can basically have 2 drinks for the price of one at baseline. Plus, I feel like you're in a, I don't know. Baseline, I think, is my vibe. Fudge. Oh, you still beat it. Oh, what was I even going through that whole thing for? But yeah, that's where I would say that. Oh my gosh, I got invited to go to Cocktails and Scream because they're doing like a preview of their like upcoming media stuff. Or they have an Alice in Wonderland tea bar that's gonna open at some point soon. And so it was like One Up and Cocktails and Scream are run by the same company, and I am so bummed out. It's literally on the day of my concert for Muse in Austin, so I don't come back till the next day. And this is the second time they've invited me to something, and I want to go so bad because I'm like, I like what you're doing. I like this incredibly well-themed bar experience. You have interesting and very good drinks. I'm like, I'm very curious about the Alice in Wonderland one. So, and then they're gonna do there is a Star Wars Tiki Bar on the horizon as well. So I want to get on the in with that. But also, like, I like telling people like, hey, you should go here, you should go there. Oh yeah, Diane makes a good point. The Restaurantosaurus Lounge. I think it's good because it's still the like lesser known of it all, right? So it's like it's not usually like busy, and the guy hand makes all the drinks in there. So and it's usually the same bartender. So that's why I'm like, okay. And it's less than Nomad. I like Nomad though, and I'm not gonna lie, the Tempting Tigress is my favorite mixed drink on Disney property. One of my favorite mixed drinks like I've had anywhere ever. So it's not exclusive to that. Also, I don't want to like talk about Disney too much, but we can talk about Disney alcohol because we don't cover that at work, right? So I guess that's fine. We can talk about that all we want, every day of the week, any day, all day, every day. Oh god, oh god, oh god, guys, I'm gonna get smushed. I'm gonna get smushed because I was too. No! That is true about Nomad. You can get hit with a long wait. Ugh, the days where it's like so hot and you're just, oh, these people, get out of here. This is my bar. Like, oh, fudge. I need that. I need to use this. I was hoping I could keep that as like backup. I think honestly, this is one of those realms where I was like, the reason why I'm going slow is because I feel like the cape's gonna fly me into trouble. Well, there's not a problem anymore. Okay, my attempt tonight is to finish this castle. You gotta be friggin' kidding me. It's because he was blinking. Yeah, in a Restaurantosaurus, there was a separate door to it before, but the building's getting remodeled, so that separate door is closed, but the lounge is still open, so you can still go inside. But yeah, 100%. It's like go in, like turn left. It's in the back in there. It's great. It's great. And the guy makes a very solid, whatever you order, it's like a solid, it's an actual like drink. It's not like we've put the littlest amount of, a breath of alcohol appeared in this drink. Okay, so if I do beat this castle, I'm gonna stop after this castle. Just because I don't want to be up. I want to try and go to bed at a reasonable hour. Oh, you mother effing little son of a bee. Go. Go, Maria. Go, Maria. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Run, you little bee. You know what? There's going to be one of those guys over here. Oh my god, please tell me I don't have to do that whole thing again. If I die in here. If I lay me down to sleep. Please be a mushroom. Mama needs it. Oh, I love Sanaa. The bread service in Sanaa is so good. Oh, wait. Sanaa, yeah, the food, everything, yeah. I don't know. I wish they'd make a Tempting Tigress over there. I haven't been there in forever. Yeah, 100%. Trey, if you haven't been to Cocktails and Scream, I think you need to add that to your list for sure. I think you'd like One Up too, because it's like that 80s vibe that you like. I mean, I know you're not video games and stuff, but You guys think there's like a... You think there's a thing over there? I'm not gonna get greedy. Hey. Hey. I genuinely enjoy the drinks though. I recommend the Golden Girl drink because it's like an oatmeal cookie. Oh no. Oh no. An oatmeal cookie martini, and it is so good. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, we got him. I know we have to hit him 3 times. 3 times, baby. No, Tiny Mario! You're the worst, Mario! Oh my god, are you for real right now with this timer? Oh my god, hello. Okay, okay. One more time, gang. One more time, gang. We're okay. We're okay. There he goes. There he goes. He's coming down, and we're gonna sit on him. Boom, we did it. We did it. So proud of us tonight. No, 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 no. William, I don't want you to misunderstand me about the Disney info. I just don't want to get in trouble. That's all. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, we don't talk about drinks and all that stuff at work, so I'm fine talking about any bars or anything like that. That's 100%. That's not up to... We don't do it, so that's our thing. I have to pay for all that stuff out of my own pocket. So I'm doing I think I'm gonna do MegaCon also in like the last weekend of March. I don't know if I'm gonna do like video of it. I'm gonna try. I've tried in years past, but I always feel so weird asking the cosplayers. I'm like, hey, could I take a picture of you? And then it's like a video, and then it's like, well, it's actually a video, so you have to move a little bit. See, clearly we've missed an area up top at that castle because you can get to the castle another way. We did it. I'm so proud of us. Yeah, I'm gonna stop playing here. Just because, yeah, like I said, I want to go to bed at a reasonable hour. I have to go to Animal Kingdom tomorrow, I think, and then I've got a fun thing with my friend Jill tomorrow night with her friend that's a chef. He's having some sort of like get together. Oh, the Portland to Portland trip. Listen, I don't know. That's all Kim. She's gonna tell me. So, but I think that would be cool. I've always wanted to go to both Portlands, so that's fun. I never went to Portland, Maine. I used to visit Kim when she was in school in Lewiston, Maine, at Bates, and that I enjoyed that. And then my mom has a house in Jackson, but that's like on the border of Canada, and it's like a town with a population of like 50 or something crazy like that. So it gets a little dicey. Amanda, I do not play tabletop games, but I have seen the figures for the Power Rangers tabletop games do look really cool, and I love like they've got this like great attention to detail, and they look so cool. And I'll tell myself like someday I'm gonna get into that. I don't think I really have like a setup that would be good for me to be able to like get into that now. So yeah, no, right, I'm gonna play. We'll go to Missoula, I'm told, as well. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the saying I did a good job today. I know, I feel a little, I know, it's hard. It's hard. I feel, I don't know. It's like people want your opinion until your opinion doesn't like acquiesce to their beliefs and stuff like that. It's tough, you know. Nobody wants to have an actual discussion about it. So, but, yeah. I don't know what Cabot Cove is, Trey. I feel like I've heard it before, but it's like, is it like Dante's Cove? Can't be the same thing. I think that's like a gay television show. But yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I don't think Kim follows the chat, but she's watching this video because I see Michelle said, "Oh no, not Bates. I graduated from Colby." But yeah, so it says apparently you can play it alone. Oh, Murder, She Wrote. That's the town from Murder, She Wrote. That's why I remember Cabot Cove. Murder, She Wrote's also one of those shows where I'm like, oh, maybe I should add that to my Amazon wish list so I can watch for when it's on sale. I want to watch that in the entirety because I love Angela Lansbury, and I've like seen episodes here and there, but I've never done it from like beginning to end. So Kim says Colby is better than Boyden. Ha ha ha. Wow, everyone in this chat knew Murder, She Wrote except for me. So anyway, I have Quantum Leap in my in my Amazon wish list right now because it like comes and goes out of stock. And like I said, I watch it for when it's on sale, and I think it's on sale right now, the entire series. So it was 5 seasons. And I used to watch it after school at my grandparents' house because they had cable and I didn't. And Bowden, I'm supposed to say, but I know I haven't seen it all. Like, I've seen the first episodes, I've seen the last episode, but I didn't see anything where there was like that like evil leaper that was going around and stuff. So I'm like, I want to watch all that because I love Scott Bakula, and I want to watch that new show too. And I know that they've left the door open for him to come on, even though he says he's not. But you know, opinions can be changed, dollars can be met. So I'm hoping it happens. But yeah. So I also Jessica Fletcher reminds me of my grandmother too. I think it's just because they sort of look alike in my brain, even though they don't. So, you know, I kind of want to watch all Murder, She Wrote as well. So those are my like classic TV shows that I'm like, I'm going to watch these beginning 10. But the problem is, I don't think Murder, She Wrote is like streaming, the entirety is streaming anywhere. I could be wrong. It was when we were in the lockdown part of the pandemic, I think. I think it was on like Netflix, but it's not on Netflix anymore. Make sure Ziggy lets me know when Quantum Leap. See, I got that reference. Also, I have like bad internet. But shows where I'm like, I'd probably watch it again. Those are the shows where I'm like, I kind of want the physical copy. I'm all about physical media because I hate the bouncing around of something when you're trying to watch it. And also, like, when streaming was becoming a thing, I remember Quantum Leap was on something, but it wasn't all Quantum. It was like 11 episodes of the first season. Like, there were like 3 episodes missing from the second season. I'm so sorry. It happens so quick. Yeah, I want to watch the new show really bad. So I'm that's why I'm also like, I just want to, I don't know. I love the vibe. So I was like, and somebody asked me in these chats like recently, when they were like, what would you want to make? And I'm like, I don't know, like a Star Trek episode. But I was like, Quantum Leap is another one where I was like, I love that standalone story. Like, I remember the episode where he like leaps into the younger version of himself. He like leaps into his, not his brother. It's either his brother or somebody that was in the Vietnam War with his brother, and his brother died in the Vietnam War. So it's like he has the chance to save his brother, but that's not why he's leapt into that body. It's to save somebody else. And then also the episode before that, I think he had leapt into a young version of himself, and he's trying to tell them all that he is from the future and that he knows what's going to happen, and they're trying to stop the brother from going. And I remember he sings like Imagine on the guitar, and the sister starts crying because she's like, if you are telling the truth, then it also means that our brother's going to die. And it was just so sad. And I'm like, now as an adult, I'm like, oh God, I got to watch it all. But yeah, I have it in there. Actually, I think I just moved it. Do I have an Amazon gift card maybe? No, I don't. I used it on I used it on cables and stuff like that I needed for this. But it's good. It brought us together, and now we can video game. So I shouldn't say stupid. I should say like stuff that made this all possible. Now I feel like I'm getting better and better at it. Anyway, I'm going to MegaCon at the end of March. I'm going to definitely buy a ticket for that because they now announced like the entire cast of Scream is going to be there, and I like love Neve Campbell. So there's a part of me where I'm like, do I go meet Neve Campbell? It's not even like meeting her. I won't go up and talk to them at the table. I'll just like look at them and be like, I've seen them. But Christina Ricci has a photo up there, and I want to do the Christina Ricci photo op. And there is Anson Mount and Gregory Peck are there, and they're doing a group photo of Captain Pike and Spock. And I'm like, I think I really want to do that. I definitely want to do the photo with Christina Ricci because she's another one. I'm like, I don't know. I think because we all like grew up with her. I mean, like people. I'm 38, like in that age range. I feel like we grew up with Christina Ricci, so there's like, she feels like a friend, like somebody you know. There's just something about her, like her voice and everything like that. But yeah. Oh no, I did this and I forgot the State of the Union was on and I was gonna watch. Great. Dang it. Oh man. Yes, definitely watch Picard. I said earlier with Picard that, so the first season and the second season are very different, and the third season is going to be very different. So if you're not completely into the first season, I would say stick with it because Craig, I think, said he liked the I don't know which one I liked what better. They're just, like I said, they're both very different. Whoopi's in the second season. But I like that they're different, and I don't think you needed to really watch the show. There is a part that happened in the end of the second season, though, with a character that's from the show The Next Generation, and I was like, I am confused a little bit, so I had to Google. But it's only like I think it was like a one-off like fan service moment, and so it was interesting. But yeah. Oh, WrestleMania. I don't know why I said that so weird, but yeah, Christina Ricci, love her. But Picard's it's a quick watch. Picard is, I feel like. I like the first season a lot because it kind of deals with what happened to Data. Because if you remember, Nemesis, Data was destroyed, and then they had B4, and it's kind of like what happened with all of that. But then also it looks at like what's the Federation like now, and it kind of tiptoes in that Star Trek Into Darkness thing where it's like the this whole thing that was created to be this like peacekeeping organization is sort of like leaning towards into becoming like a militia, and that's not really what it is. Like, yes, it does protect and help people, but it's not meant to be like an army. They're meant to be scientists and explorers, and I love that stuff. And there's also this like amazing conversation with Jean-Luc and like not the head of Starfleet, but like an admiral, and he's just like, Admiral, I need a ship and blah blah blah, and it's this whole thing, and it just stops and pauses, and she just is like, the sheer, and she drops the F-bomb and everything like that. So yeah. I realized what I said. There's Whoopi in it. It's not like making Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg is in it. Holly, I think it's the thing about season 2 of Picard is it feels like 2 seasons because like I feel like the beginning had this momentum toward one thing, and then the second part was like kind of headed toward another thing. But I love 7 of 9, so I'm like, I watch that. I didn't watch the new Queer as Folk, but I do love the original Queer as Folk, which is one of the reasons why I went to film school, actually, because it was one of the shows where I was like, I am fascinated with how they filmed this. Like, how they used to do this cool trick with the camera where it would, like, a light would flash and then it would like speed up and then it flash and slow down, and like, I just love the stylistic approach of it. But that's another one where I always say you have to watch the physical media of that, the copy of that, because the music in the streaming version is different than the music that actually aired with the program. And I don't agree with that because it was a show that was literally made around its music a lot of the time. So some big story elements kind of, you lose out on a little bit of the vision. Sometimes the person writing the script writes what song is supposed to be in there in the script, but I don't know. It used to just bug me a little bit, but yeah. Anyway. Oh, thank you very much, Universal. Yeah. I didn't watch Atlanta yet, but I do really want to watch Atlanta because I love Glover. So, Donald Glover. Why do I call him Glover? Like his first name was Glover. Hey, listen, here's the thing. I got lucky. I was at a Savers in Massachusetts like last Christmas, and I got the Star Trek, the original series, the complete series on Blu-ray. This was, I ripped the tag off. It was $6. I was like, I think it only had the shrink wrap off it, but other than that, it was like all the discs are in here, and like literally they don't have a scratch on them. And I was like, okay, oh, this one came loose, so maybe this one has a scratch on it. But well, that's unfortunate. Like the universe was like, oh no, you don't get off that easy. So I'm like, okay, I've got it all there to watch at some point. Craig didn't love Discovery. Like he didn't. I feel like he doesn't. He ends up saying he likes Discovery, but then he'll be like, it's tough to. He wants it to be shorter, and I'm like, I don't know. I like Discovery a lot. What I like about Star Trek Discovery 2 is every season is very different from the other seasons. But like, I think the second season got to like this end where I was like, wow, they did it. They like closed all the loops, the gaps in the story that like people were so upset about it being veering from like original material and things like that. But I don't think I talked about the DC Universe announcements though. I'll do that and then we'll probably go. I don't think I like one more than the other, Star Wars or Star Trek. Actually, I lied. I think I love stuff that examines the human condition. That, because for me, somebody who's like a queer person, I feel like that was the closest thing I had coming to any sort of representation when I was a kid, is stuff where it was like examining who we are, what we are, why we do what we are, and the morality and the ethics of everything involved with, trying to better and further ourselves and things like that. And I I love that, and sometimes that can be a little quiet and boring for some people, but I think when it's done right and well, it's just so fascinating. Like, I love Zootopia, you know, and like I said, when Star Trek's got it, it's always like, you know, boom. But I love Star Wars though too. They're just two separate things. That's the thing. It's like I love this big, grandiose, mythological, like, or a mythos, I should say, of like the Star Wars saga is cool. And I also love how we are starting to get a little bit more of that. Like with Andor, it's a lot more like, I know people are like, it's slow and it's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, but it's good. Like, I'm not done yet, but I'm like, it's just the character examination of people and, you know, what this sort of thing does to people. And it's the first time in Star Wars I feel like we're really taking our time with something. And I'm like, I like this, you know? It's cool. I think the only thing that it's tough in both realms is like, with Star Trek at least, I feel like they were moving forward and then everything started going back and being prequels and about the original series and things like that. And like with Picard, they started moving forward. And even in Discovery, they started moving forward because they, spoiler alert, they ended up going forward in time and in Discovery, and which I'm very happy for. But it's just like, I think Star Wars, the problem is they don't know how to set things outside of the Empire right now. It's like they have one main villain, and that's why I think Star Trek is different in that term. So, yeah. But I think you know, I like all that. I love Lost in Space too, the original and the new one. I'm not done with the new one yet though. It's saved on my iPad right now. I'm like halfway through. But like I don't know. I love a good weird space opera. I don't know. Weird. Not weird. But then people will be like, oh, you love science fiction. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't, not exclusively. It's like, I like all sorts of things. I think it's the same way like people like, no, it's not the same way. Because I was going to say, it's like how people like period pieces. But I was like, no, those people are weird. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying that because Kim's watching and she's going to be like, Atonement, the dress in Atonement. If you ever want to know somebody that's obsessed with watching documentaries, I've got someone you should meet. But in fairness, she watches all things. But it's so hard to get her to to be like, I can steer the ship if you nudge it in just the right way. But I love that because I love sharing that stuff with her. But she's also one of those people who have these like really intense like conversations with me about it, and I'm like, yes, this is what I want from this, you know. So I'm getting the text messages now. I saw some of the original Dune, or I don't know if it's original. I think the Sci-Fi Channel did some Dune thing in the 90s or early 2000s. And Kim, of course, is watching a documentary right now. The Lost in Space movie with Matt LeBlanc, I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. I recognize it's not a well-made like movie, and there's big problems with it. But Jared Harris is also the older Will Smith in that, who had his voice dubbed and changed to somebody else's voice, which is insane to me, but whatever. But yeah, I liked it because I liked a lot of I would watch the scene of basically when Smith breaks out and the robot comes out and starts trying to destroy them. Like that scene, I just love the setting and the drama and the cool shots and everything of it. And they're like cool spacesuits. And I love when Matt LeBlanc gets that metal helmet that goes up around his face, and he has the weapon for the spiders. And like, I loved all that stuff. For me, the movie only really falls apart like a little bit at the end. But I mean, also the special effects are very aged. Lost in Space, though, the Matt LeBlanc movie, is the movie that kicked Titanic out of the #1 spot in the movies. So I have the article saved like in the book or something like that. But Bo Burnham's Inside, I agree with you, Nicholas, is very inspirational. Because my friend Mitzi had me sit down and finally watch it, and I was like, I don't think people who watch it will even understand how layered this thing is that ended up being, because basically it's like borderline a documentary of this person who's really, really struggling, and not just as an artist, but like because of everything that's going on and this thing, and it's like reflecting on life, and it's insane. Also, the music is crazy. I love Welcome to the Internet. The Dune, though, to say the Dune thing, I did see the new Dune movie, and for a movie that seems like it would not be something I like in terms of like I don't like when things are like too far into fantasy. Like I struggle when with like Lord of the Rings and stuff where it's like everything is like kind of completely made up, like made up words, all that sort of stuff. I mean, all words are made up, but I thought the new Dune movie was excellent. Like I was like, okay, I get it all. It like conveyed what I needed to know well, and I didn't necessarily feel super lost on stuff. So I'm looking forward to the next one. You feel like Trey, I don't know if you're referring to the original, the Dune as being like you have to be oh, everything everywhere all at once. Trey didn't like it. Trey, you were the first person I have spoken to that did not like this movie, and I need you to know it's not about being a film snob. It is a high concept film, so it does require it does require like full undivided attention. I do believe on top of that being subtitled, but there are so many layers to like. I love the message of like be kind, you know, that sort of thing. Like there's so many different layers because the husband just wants her to be nice, you know, and be like spreading kindness is better than spreading fights and or violence, and then I like the thing with the daughter where she's just like sometimes life sucks and it's hard, and that's it. There's nothing more to it. But then I like the generational trauma of like what's been put on Michelle Yeoh's character from her father and how she's kind of carrying some of that onto her kid and like how she deals with that stuff. There's so much going on in that movie. But then also it's like so absurd and funny. But I don't know. It's like it's a beautiful film. It is. The scene in the alley with oh my god, I cannot remember the husband's name, and now I obviously can't remember the thing, but it's with Kate and Michelle in the alley where she's the movie star in that scene, and they're talking about like they had met each other, like their lives when they had diverged, and like they're back, and it's this whole thing where he's just is like, I would have loved just doing laundry in Texas with you in another life, and I'm like, it destroys me. It's so good. Oh my god. I didn't read the book, Michelle. I didn't read Dune, so I felt like I was like on the border of being like, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm hoping Michelle. Yeah, I'm hoping that movie gets the Oscars. Of like, I hope that he gets Best Supporting Actor, and I'm hoping she gets Best Oscar. She was phenomenal. She's so good, and I think things like that also encourage more people to watch it. But I do think it has good rewatchability, and I think that's the thing is that once you really start to grasp some of those concepts, when you start to rewatch it, you see more and more of those things to lock onto. I just love the raccoon ratatouille joke, but yeah, I do need to watch Banshees of Inisherin. Ooh, we need to do like an Oscars live stream. That's what we should do. We should run through it all. We should all try and watch them, as many as we can, and then do that. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, I need to go. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I hope you're doing well. I appreciate your support always. It does mean the world to me. On days like these, I'm very happy I did this. It's very therapeutic for me. So thank you everybody for watching and your kind words. And we will continue this chat soon. I'll do this again before the week's out, probably over the weekend. I'll make a drink. I got a bar video to show you and other stuff. So just stay tuned. Okay. Bye, everyone.